Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new episode of Eve Echoes. Tonight on the show, you guessed it right, it's that time of the week again. We get to pick our two lucky randomly picked winners. For the community question of the week giveaway, prizes consist of one Omega Combo clone each. That's two Omega Combo clones, total prizes. And we're going to dive right into the subject and pick the winners because I know you guys are anxious. And just so you guys remember, the community question of the week, the previous one was, would you like to see more lore-related events in-game? Lore as in L-O-R-E, you know, the stuff that gets you going, that gives you player immersion, all that kind of stuff. So the first winner is Tech Rival with the comment, you know, it's funny that you brought this up because I was just listening to the Empires of Eve podcast, and even though the stories from that are all player driven, I started to think about the in-game lore and whether it's needed. I think there is an untapped well regarding the lore of Eve Echoes. If the developers hire a writer to weave narratives using the existing lore, I think you can have missions that people really care about. I've honestly only read a handful of the exposition and dialogue from Encounters missions because they fall completely flat. No argument there. I would definitely like to see story-based special events, but I prefer they work on bug fixes and actual refinement of core mechanics before they delve too deep into lore. Well, those are some pretty strong arguments, and his point is quite valid. So there's an untapped potential with the lore inside Eve Echoes. Actually, it's being completely neglected. The only bits and pieces that inside the expositions for the or the endings for the encounters, but they're pretty much stripped away of any player interaction. You just tap, 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 mission done, reward received. There's really not much incentive to like seek out some specific objective or do some specific type of thingy that might provide you or build up to some specific, I don't know, the next piece of lore, the next event that will arrive because, I don't know, some faction like say like Ristas decide to invade. There's a lot of intricacies that a writer, yes, as Tech Rival mentioned, a writer could introduce in Eve Echoes, and honestly I think that will bring more players to the player base and will keep existing players because most of them, even including myself, are bored of the standard encounters that we just keep running and running and running just to farm and grind. Some more shenanigans to keep us entertained would be awesome, but as Tech Rival mentioned, we do need to keep the important aspect into view about the core mechanics and fixing critical issues and fixing exploits and stuff like that, which thumbs up to developers, they've been doing it no problem so far, and I'm quite happy with the results, especially with the quick response based on the last exploit, you know, the cloaky ship, gate gun camping and low sec. That was some pretty decent good response there. Moving on to our second winner for today. Let's see what random.org picked us, and the winner is Jason B. I think lore events would really help keep the game fresh for players. Honestly, I'd like to see monthly events tied to some lore that give more than just some skins. And I love skins. Something that has a running goal for players to accomplish, maybe to trigger some sort of reward for everyone in the game, plus something to give individual players incentive to really make an effort towards that event. Yep, that is correct, completely agree there. Maybe like Pokemon Go does, where if everyone from a certain team, which wouldn't exactly translate perfectly to this game, yeah, completes a certain number of X events, then everyone gets a Y reward. Then you could use a fallout of that to shape the lore of the next event. Yes, there's something that I actually mentioned a couple of videos ago. I feel like there's a bunch of ways to do that to help give the player base something to work towards. So yeah, this is it confirms what I've been feeling as well. And also, if you guys remember, a couple of videos ago, I actually mentioned pitching some idea to developers, like when exploration gets introduced. You know, to find the components for Sisters of Eve ships, there will be some sort. There could be some sort of event in which you could just, I don't know. The Sisters of Eve require your assistance. Something has happened, a cataclysmic event. We've lost contact with all our explorers. We need you pilots to Capsuleers to go search for our sisters. Maybe some of them are still alive, blah blah blah. And you go start scanning. This is where the tutorial for scanning gets introduced. This is how the probes work. You do the scanning, you get some interesting stuff, you uncover some bits of pieces, and basically you work towards an ultimate goal that, you know, find out what happened. But yeah, these are good ideas. Congratulations, Tech Rival and Jason B. Please leave your comment below with your in-game name and your character ID so I can pass that information down to the people responsible handing over the prizes. Thank you all for participating, but before we get into our subject for today, I have some really nice comments that I also loved. David Valentini. I would love to see lore-inspired gameplay, such as faction battles with NPCs against NPCs, or faction battles PvP PvE, a mixture of both. Maybe in the future, when exploration is added, throw some of that in there. It just doesn't need to be combat all the time. I imagine too, for industry players, maybe collecting a amount of different ore, transporting it to a station, something to think about making content for players other than combat. We've got another comment from Reasonable Discussion. Question of the week. More regular events, maybe once per month, covering the lore that cater to each type of player based on the individual tech level. That allows for other players to help them, and for the reward prizes to include permanent skins, points to spend, or a small amount of plex rather than loot chests, as it sucks to get a load of chests to have just drop skins you can't sell or you would never use. That is a fair point, sir. So that's it for the previous community question of the week giveaway. Congratulations to all who participated, and congratulations to the winners. Stay tuned until probably the end of the video. We'll be launching the next community question of the week, which you guys can participate. Leave your comments below, and of course, next week on Wednesday we will be announcing the next winners. So let's get into our subject for today, shall we? And this time around, we get to take a look at the updates that are about to hit the server tomorrow, which is Wednesday, 20th of January. So there's some very, very neat points inside here. Probably some of you have missed it because they're not specifically named, but we get there. The one that I'm sure a lot of you missed, or probably maybe you've already seen it in Sovereign's video. Yes, there's one bullet point here that actually states bookmarks are coming. We'll get to that in a moment. So we've got new features, optimized audio, custom art, assets for the winners of Corporation Video Contest have been added. Woohoo, finally! We'll get to see some custom skins, some medals, and, most importantly, the custom Corporation banner and logos. Which, by the way, Warriors of the Forge has one. Enlarged. The tappable area of the SAR map filter button has been enlarged for easier access. Whenever an outpost is destroyed, all assets will be automatically transferred to a nearby nullsec NPC station. But what happens to the Citadel? Does it also have this this asset safety feature? I don't know. It only mentions the outpost. This needs clarification. Capsuleers anchor a structure. They have to keep at least 5,000 kilometers away from the other structures to successfully anchor. Valid. The size of the Corporation avatar logo has been slightly adjusted. No longer possible to use autopilot to enter a Capsuleer outpost if you don't have the permissions to access it. Yeah, this is basically pretty much an exploit. I kind of missed it. I think I read about it, but I didn't actually consider it to be too hardcore. But actually, if you think of it, people were able to plant spies inside stations that they did not have access to, because they would just set the destination for that station they get inside in the front of the station unable to dock, but if they would activate the autopilot, they would have been able to dock. The time needed for contract transaction auditing has been reduced. Oh boy, this is a small victory against the auditing system. Added the daily limit for gifting contracts, value difference over 150%, which can be viewed in the contract interface details. So, meaning we can, like, do gifts to other people, and if we fit inside this 150% value difference over the estimated value, it will not get audited. This is my understanding of this. Improve the display of standing tag. Add a notification when buying or selling with prices too high or too low. That's okay, because I think it was like a fine print that kept scrolling with red, and people always missed it. It was a bit horrible. Fix an issue with drones which attack players didn't display criminal timers when relevant. I can imagine a bunch of people, a bunch of pilots that were engaged in lol-sec PvP using drone boats. They did not get a timer, and then they tried jumping a gate, like, warping to a gate. Well, can't jump because you're dead. Yeah. Good thing they fixed this one. New commodities like structure components, data core, barrels of water, etc. can now be put inside the structure hold of industrial ships. That's good, because now we can use that structure hold properly for other stuff. Added a notification prompt when new advanced tutorial quests is available. Good, because one thing that I noticed when doing the tutorials back in the early days was that once you finished it, and if you would not hit that button to be always displayed, you could actually forget about it. Improved the navigation bar on the main interface. Now it displays different colors based on the security rating of your current system. So the navigation bar. I think it's actually like, the dial that it's in the center of the screen. So it'll probably be colored differently depending on what kind of security system you're in. I don't know how that will help. Probably it's going to, like, be more visually explicit that you're into, I don't know, low sec or no sec, or that in your high sec and you're pretty much safe. I'm not sure about this one. What's the purpose of it? Custom corporation banners in the corporation video contest have been added to the game. I think this is a repeat. The corporation banners actually is kind of included in when you say assets. So assets was amongst the first. I don't know. Improve the process of directly fitting modules to ships. Now you can only leave a station after completing the fitting process. Oh, okay. I think I understand what this is. So, when you fit something, it has like a timer while it fits, and then it activates. And I'm guessing if you would have hit undock or close that menu and not undock too fast, you'd have woken up in space with missing modules. So this should have been put inside bug fixing. I don't know why is it inside new features. Added a purchase omega button to the bottom left corner. Improved the arithmetic behind market price estimate of items, finally. Even after the estimated market value of items was fixed, that estimated market value was still crap. Hopefully this will get fixed now, and we will see more accurate information when looking at the modules. There's a small section that basically tells you the market average or something like that, or the estimated market value. Hopefully that will be better calculated now, and we'll have a better understanding what an item actually costs without actually going to the market and starting filtering left and right. Unsent messages are now saved for next time. Added a function of this item 24 right here on the list. Pay attention. Added the function of saving personal locations / corporation locations. Saving corporation locations requires corporation locations permissions to use. This is the bookmark system, everyone. function of saving personal locations. Now, I'm highly interested if we'll be able to just save personal locations while we are sitting still, or while we are using the normal standard engines. Will we be able to make bookmarks while mid-warp? That will be interesting, because we will be able to create our own save spots. So it's all up for debate. Immediately after launch, I will be creating a video of exploring this feature, and basically pretty much explaining this feature to you guys as well, to the degree of my understanding of it. Updated the resources and tips for the free training interface, moved the logging reward button to the event interface, and added additional star map statistics. Number 27 on the list. This is something to look into immediately after the patch. I'm highly curious to see what are the new statistics that have been introduced. Will it be... we already got the ships destroyed. Will we get the players active in the last 60 minutes? That would be something worth looking into. And I'm a bit hyped about this, honestly, because I've been arguing about having decent map filters since, I think, since first week or second week. It was horrible to navigate across New Eden. Hopefully this feature might help players understand better where are they going, what should they avoid, and how should they better plan their route. Fixes. Fix an issue where the conflict in the permission of the Corporation Office resulted in the inability to rent the Corporation Office in the Corporation Outpost or of other corporations within the Alliance. Okay, this is a good catch. Whoever got this, I didn't manage to toy around too much with the Corporation Offices inside the Corporation Outpost / Citadels. So if you, whoever caught it and managed to report it to the developers, kudos to that. When acquiring ancient remains using planetary interaction, each launch will only have 24 hours of extraction time. Ancient remains will not be obtained after 24 hours. Okay, so apparently somebody found a workaround just leaving the array just like in a state of decay, not mining, but it just launching whatever was in it. It would constantly generate ancient remains. I think I saw this on Reddit somewhere. This guy had like around 300 ancient remains just after a week or so. Number 3, fix the conflict between player name and rich text that could cause an error in share links. That's a good catch. And fix the problem with where some corporations could not open the Alliance interface due to the Corporation Outpost. So I'm guessing that Corporation Outpost actually did something with the menus flying all over the place. I don't know. I did not manage to see any screenshot or what exactly was causing the problem, or how the problem was being experienced by players. But all in all, I think we have a pretty decent list here for tomorrow's update. Now, of course, there's plenty of other bugs, and you know it, I know it, I've found a bunch of them. You guys found a bunch of them. Be sure to always report the issues that you encounter in the game. The more the merrier, not just the issues, but all the people. If there's something important that needs reporting, be sure that, I don't know, you can watch it on Reddit. If you find someone that has reported a bug, be sure to just open a ticket yourself. Why is that? The more people report the same issue, the more higher priority it gets, and the quicker the developers will handle it. Ergo, the fix will come sooner. So that's pretty much it for today's episode. For our next community question of the week giveaway, please do answer the following questions. Drones. What do you think should be improved or nerfed? I don't think there's something to be nerfed at them, but there's a load of stuff that's missing from drone functionality. Please do share in the comments with your answer, and be sure to slap that like button and that subscribe button. It really helps. Let's help grow the channel together, because this content is for you guys, not actually for me. This channel is mostly you, because it's part your ideas, it's your comments, it's your feedback that I'm getting. And by the way, I've been putting together lists and starting sending, as I promised, all your comments and all your feedback about various stuff, about answers to the community questions that we answer each week to the developers. Hopefully this will help bring the game to a better state and actually improve it over time. The game is still young, there's plenty of bugs here and there, but I'm confident we'll get to higher grounds in no time if everyone works together. So thank you guys for watching, a very big shout out to my channel supporters. I'll see you guys next time, cheers.